And we are back live at WAFFLEBOARD Breaks. How is everybody doing? 25 boxes, absolutely insane, absolute insanity. Every time we get down to 25, 26, 24, it just boggles the mind. I said the odds are just the best odds you can find. So here we are. Like I said, we got 4 spots left. I can't figure out, like I said, we don't have people grabbing spots to hit 125. You can't get better odds. Of course, we have a 5, 6, 7, $8 spot, depending on what your fancy is. Of course, $5 for the Brady Shea, long time Ranger. Of course, long time Hurricane. Brady Shea, very nice. And then, of course, as the Fanatics, $6 we have the Dion Phaneuf Toronto Maple Leafs Reebok, very very nice jersey. Obviously, long time Leaf. Obviously, he was a Flame before that. Dion Phaneuf. Of course, Morgan Geeky on the Seattle Kraken. The dark blue, $7 for the Morgan Geeky. Now one of the big time scorers for the Boston Bruins. Morgan Geeky, of course, in Seattle Kraken. And of course, then the Jordan Bennington with the Stanley Cup patch, where he won the Stanley Cup as a rookie. Never take that away. Long time goalie with the Blues. They talk about possibly moving him or him moving on from there, but as of right now, he's still the Blues starting goaltender. He had a little bit of a down year, but of course, never take away that cup win. I mean, that's his forever. Jordan Bennington with the St. Louis Blues on the Blue Fanatics with the Stanley Cup patch. Pretty cool stuff. So those 4 spots left. Let's see if we can get a couple of them claimed. Like I said, you guys know I'll do community spots if we have to, and the community spots always hit. So it's just the way it is. Of course, 2 of those spots are in the most recent run, where we've only hit 2 of the 11 jerseys. Out of 10, 2 of the 13. We still have 11 left in that run. We had Ivan Provorov Flyers and the Philip Grubauer. Those are the only 2 jerseys from the most recent run that we've hit. Still 11 of the 13 left there on the left or the right column. 11 boxes in the right column. Of course, 25 boxes on the table. We still have 6 in the middle. That's the second to last reload, which we've hit a couple recently from that run. So still 6 left in that second to last reload. Then all the older stuff. I mean, we still have, now we're looking at 3 double box runs and 2 single box runs. So 8 total boxes on that left side. So, I mean, our oldest stuff, of course, we have a single box run. And then 3 double box runs, of course, and then another single box run. The most recent, that's box 11 there at the bottom. So we'll see what comes out tonight. I'm excited. Like I said, it's always fun to see who is the bearer of the best odds that we possibly can get here at WAFFLEBOARD Breaks. Of course, all 16 new jerseys are going in. The spots are live on eBay. Pictures are up on the Facebook page. We'll be doing the boxing up video most likely Saturday morning. I'll ship out whatever hits tonight and whatever the jerseys that were hit on Sunday. So that stuff will go into the mail probably Saturday afternoon. Of course, we'll do the boxing up video. Boxes here in the bin, except for the 2 most recent, which just showed up to me yesterday or the day before. That's the Migo Rantanen, Colorado Avalanche, Fanatics. And then the nice easy teasy back in there, Trevor Zegras on a dark, I guess it's black or dark brown, but the Anaheim Ducks, obviously now the current star with the Philadelphia Flyers. What's up, Thomas M? Hope you're feeling okay. I mean, it's hot no matter where you are, but hopefully your health is treating you a little bit better this week. It's definitely hot here in Jersey. We know it's terrible hot across the country. Everybody's going under some serious heat waves, heat warnings. And like I said, usually the All-Star game week is supposed to be one of the most dead. I'm not in the moment. Oh, unfortunately, that's terrible news to hear from you. Like I said, I'm always thinking about you. I'm always rooting for your best health situations, and I know you've ebbed and flowed, and I know you're kind of in a down stretch. But like I said, I'm always thinking of you. I'm hoping that you can get have some sunny days ahead of you. But I know it's a bummer. So I mean, it's health is definitely something to always be thinking about. And I know some of you guys have had health issues or health scares, and you've been able to share with me. I know how it is on my end when I've had a couple in the last couple years or so. But like I said, it's never good. He said, I said we're I consider us a family. We're here for each other for support. Yeah, setbacks never good. I know you've been for some treatments and stuff, but like I said, you're here still. I mean, hopefully you're hitting. Hitting hopefully every time you hit, there's a little bit of boost into your health, make you feel a little better. So it's always nice. It's always nice to hit. I mean, obviously, even the game. What is it? Tom Sizemore said in the epic heat, he was like, for me, the juice is the game. Like so, obviously the chase is what brings us all here, especially us that stick around. Obviously, I'm still participating in some of your breaks elsewhere. Obviously, Nick over and whatnot's been pretty regular on Tuesday and Thursdays. Daryl's on vacation. He's still hitting. He goes on vacation and he hits, wherever he is. He was in Chicago. It's his birthday today. So, I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but the wave of hit luck seems to be sitting with Daryl lately. He's hit over at Big Al's. He hit. I don't know if he hit it. I don't know if he hit it on Knicks or not. I think he was over there, but he definitely stopped by to grab some spots. But he's been hot. He's definitely been hot. Dion, there you go. Very good. Very good. Let's step in, grabbing the Dion spot. Very good. Said that the closer mojo does extend to your other spots that prove positive. Obviously, Jake hit that on Sunday, so he knows. He grabs some unsolds. He actually closes out, and he was able to extend his luck to his other spots. So it does fluctuate to your other spots if you are a closer. And obviously these 4 spots, not everybody can hit, but Brett stepping in, the father-son duo, see if he can continue the father-son streak here. Obviously Jake hitting on Sunday, and then of course looking to hit. Brett's looking to hit tonight. So Dion for Brett, put that down there. Very good. Very good. Just the 3 spots left. If we get 1 or 2 of them, claimed, I'll be more than happy to bust it open. But like I said, I don't mind having at least a spot as unsolds. But like I said, I want to give everybody a chance. 25, 1 in 25 box odds. If you have 2 spots and you grab a third, your odds of hitting now have become 1 in 8. Really, it's mathematics. It's pretty simple. There's no way to bend the mathematics. There's only 25 boxes. If you have 5 spots, you have a 1 in 5 chance of hitting. That's pure mathematical odds. I've always played odds. Obviously when I've been in breaks, building my PC over the many years, I try to grab a spot in different runs. So I always feel like I'm alive. Of course, you could have, 10 spots in the same run. Your odds are still the same, but it always makes me feel good when I had, spots in different runs, even just a throwaway spot because, you like to get hot, and then you continue your heat streak. You're on a heater. I mean, no matter what spots you hit, whether it's a filler spot or one of your targets, it's always good to get the juju, get the mojo, you feel your heaters coming on. So that's why I always grab the cheap throwaway spot. It's just the way the breakers think. I know everybody's got different rhymes and reasons. You guys all have your game plans, your strategies. I know eBay can be a battle. Of course, we're looking at 41 spots live right now. 40 will be live on Sunday when it ends. Actually, no, 38 because I'm not able to list the Jordan Bennington or the Ilya Sorokin. Something about EV rules. I don't know why those two spots got flagged, but that's the reason you don't see them live on eBay. Of course, they will be listed with the unsolds. I'm sure there'll be a couple, but even if it's just the Bennington and the Sorokin, they will go live on Sunday, a little bit after the auctions end. Of course, the auctions start ending a couple per minute at 7 p.m. Eastern time, like normal, in order, just as always. Of course, and then shortly after they run, if there's any unsold, which most likely there should be at least a couple, I would throw them up to the Facebook page, along with the Jordan Bennington and the Sorokin, unless they want one of those two hits tonight. So, I mean, both those spots have the same odds of hitting tonight. Just saves me some trouble since I'm not able to list them on eBay. Like I said, it's normally a pretty slow time in sports world around the All-Star break. It's expanded a little bit. It used to be the only 2 days with no sports ever were the day before and the day after the All-Star game. That's changed over the last bunch of years. Of course, now the home run derby is the day before, and that tends to be sometimes better than the game, which depending on what side you're on, that's how you felt this year. You had 2 hometown heroes in the home run derby contest, and one of them was leading to the very last swings of the derby. Of course, the National League got worked over in the All-Star game. They basically only had a couple of hits, and they were shut out. Been like at least 13, 14 years since there was a shutout in the All-Star game, of course. The AL pitchers dominated the NL hitters. There was a hit, relatively early hit, and that was the only hit that happened until late in the game. So it wasn't like they were getting no hit, but it was close to being no hit. I think they had a hit in the 8th and a hit in the 9th, and it was pretty bad for the National League. Of course, the game doesn't mean anything like it did a couple years ago when it meant home field advantage in the playoffs, or the World Series rather. They took that away. I understood the argument on both sides. It'd be tougher to make the argument now since like 20-something teams are live for a playoff spot with the new wild card rules. Back then, it was tough because if you're on the AL, if you're in the game in the 7th or 9th inning, are you fighting for the Red Sox or the Yankees to have home field advantage in the World Series? Like, it didn't really matter, but obviously now it's a little different because obviously with more teams in the playoff hunt, you have players in the game that could be in line to make a difference. So if they change it back to that, I was never a fan of that per se, but now with more teams in the expanded playoff format, I think you have more players. But it's tough. If you don't have the first place, second place, third place teams, in the game late, you still have to figure out, these players that pretty much don't have a chance in the playoffs or slim chance in the playoffs. They have to really care about the game, because, it's not going to affect them anyway. But like I said, everybody's competitive. You definitely want to win. You might not be able out there playing 100%, all out, but at the same time, you want to keep the game as competitive as you can. Obviously they had tie games recently with the swing offs. It's, like I said, they try to do little things to make the game more appealing to the fans and the players. Fans are always thought of last. But I think the home run derby was actually an improvement for the fans. It was entertaining to say the least. But so what do we got? Geeky. Mike Z stepping in, looking to keep hotness. Bennington and Nick. Very good. Okay, very good. Very good. So we go. Bennington and Nick. Okay. And Mike Z stepping in and grabbing the Geeky. Very good. Very good. And what do we got? Brady Shea left. Is that what we're talking about? Nick, you grabbing Shea? What are you grabbing? You grab Bennington. I see that. I don't know if you're sure if you're grabbing the Brady, but I'm not going to make anybody take the Brady to close. If you want to make that community spot, I will do that. But I'll close it. Oh, Nick's grabbing them both. Okay, that's good. Okay, very good. Okay, Nick F. grabbing the Brady Shea. Brady Shea, of course, 1 in 25 chance. Brady Shea coming out. So there we go. Nick grabbing the Shea. Like I said, I was a big fan. Obviously, he's a good defenseman, long time player with the Rangers, and then in Carolina, and he moved on now. I'm not sure where he is now. He's out west, I believe. Um, if he's still playing, I believe he still is. He's a long time good player. Like I said, usually a quiet time of the year, sports overall, because just the All-Star game, and of course, no basketball, football, or hockey. But it was been crazy. We had the World Cup. I mean, you had two crazy games, semifinals games. Of course, Argentina with 2 goals past the 85th minute today to beat England to go to the final against Spain, who dominated France, even though France probably has the most all-around talent of their roster, and Spain's defense kind of shut them down. And obviously they got a penalty earlier, and then they ended up getting the second goal that kind of sealed it. So obviously France poured it on. Mbappe hit a couple shots that went high, I think something at the crossbar. But Spain now playing Argentina for the final. So, and like I said, it's every 4 years we have the World Cup around this time. So it just happens to be right around the All-Star game. Of course, today the NHL unveiled their schedule. That's another one. Yeah, France. Yeah, like I said, that France was out. Like I said, as good as they were, and as good as Mbappe is and Dembele, Spain just has been unbelievable. Like I said, they may not be as fun to watch. They are very dominant. Lamal is a teenager, and he's one of the future superstars in the sport. Like I said, I would like Argentina. It's just been living a charmed life, coming from behind, winning games late. Messi is one of the best players that we're ever going to have a chance to watch. And he had 2 assists in the game today. The first one was an unbelievable assist for Martin, and the second one, the cross in the box for the winner. It's just absolutely amazing. To see Messi do what he does for a guy that's like 5'3", little spark plug looking dude, that's just one of the most dominant players to ever play soccer. It's just amazing to watch. It's like I said, I'm not saying Argentina is a better team than Spain. Spain is probably the best team in the tournament, obviously proven they smothered France. But Argentina is still defending champ. So, you're defending champ, you get to the final, and you have the greatest player that I've ever watched live, because I wasn't old enough to really enjoy Pele. And I think, to me, Messi's better than Maradona and many of the other great players I had a chance to watch in my lifetime. But, I think anytime you have Messi on your team, there is some magic there right now. And it's, the defending champions, they're the underdog going into the Spain game. Spain's been suffocating, and they did that to France. They clearly could do that to Argentina. And Argentina, to me, they've not been picture perfect. Obviously they have some weaknesses. They have some players not available to them that would make them a better overall team. But I wouldn't be surprised if Spain smothered Argentina in the final. It wouldn't be surprising to me. I'd be more entertained if Argentina was able to get one early, make Spain do a little work, and then we'll see how it goes down the stretch, because Messi magic is real. He's an unbelievable talent. He hasn't scored the last couple of games, but he's had some unbelievable passes and assists. If you're watching the games, you have to enjoy them. Like I said, in the hockey, the schedule came out today. Tampa, of course, opens up in the Garden this season. They open up in the Garden on the road in New York. And their first home game is against the Caps, where they have longtime Washington Capitol defenseman John Carlson just signed to a decent deal here, and of course the Caps will be the first team playing in Tampa this year. So hockey's coming along. Like I said, we're getting there. So like I said, I expect Spain to work over Argentina, but Argentina's they're playing a charmed life. I said, will the music stop when you get to the final and you play a team that's as technically sound and talented as Spain? Probably, but to me, I think it'd be more fun if Argentina won. But it wouldn't be surprising me to see Spain beat them 3-0. That's just how good Spain is, and we're getting to see it pretty much every step of the way. They walked into that France game and they were like, yeah, whatever. they smoked them. France tried to make a go at it late, but they just didn't have it. obviously, Spain is perfect in their system. And so, like I said, I mean, it's fun. Like I said, but they were great. Like I said, Spain just basically worked them over. I mean, there was never any time in that game when I thought France was gonna, get a score to get it, tied or even get close to coming. Once they're down 2-0, pretty much it was over and done with. As good as Mbappe is, Mbappe's one of those players where the goal seemed to come from nowhere. He's not one of those guys that's a long runner. He just knows where to be in the box. Similar to Erling Haaland, another player that just knows where to be when the ball, is near him, and just he buries it. And both those goal scorers are as good as they have on the planet right now. Messi's just an all-around talent. He's just unbelievable. I mean, the ability that he has with his footwork, with his passing, and he can finish and he can find spots. It's amazing to see him play. For a while it looks like he's basically strolling around out there, and then he makes that run, he makes the pass, and the header comes. Obviously, guys from their bench scored today. One of the goals. So they've been able to use their reinforcements to make runs. So it's gonna be fun. Like I said, it's gonna be entertaining. The World Cup is every 4 years. If you don't pay attention, I try to see a little bit here and there of the European stuff, but obviously it's not on nonstop here. There's so many other options we have, but hockey, like I said, hockey schedule came out, so that's something I want to go over a little bit more and see. Where the big games. Obviously, they're playing in Helsinki this year. They're playing in Germany this year. Utah's playing a game outdoors this year. I think they're playing a game in Winnipeg. I think that might be outdoors. It might be that's another. Like I said, it's the outdoor stuff is entertaining. Obviously, it's the European stuff is entertaining. Those fan bases over there get to see the NHL teams and games that matter, which is fun. You hope nobody gets hurt and they're able to recover from the trip, but that's always fun. So, but other than that, like I said, one box tonight. We are full. Thank you, everybody, for grabbing the unsolds. I can't wait to see what comes out. We'll see if one of the last spots hits or one of the other spots you guys can think everybody grabbed, except Mike Z. Mike Z is coming in hot. Obviously, he's been on fire. He's hit 3 jerseys in the last 2 weeks or so. He pretty much one spot, 2 spot. He hit the community spot the one night we had one. That started him off, and then of course he hit the Provorov last week. So good luck. He's one of the 2 boxes from the new run. He was that was one of the ones he hit. So good luck, guys. I cannot wait to see what comes out. Make sure you check out the spots on eBay. Of course, I'll end whatever hits tonight, and then we'll do the boxes on Sunday. So I got a lot to go to. I haven't even made the boxes yet. I had still fold up the 2 that came in this week, so I'm not ready for Saturday morning yet. Like I said, I'm still kind of working around things down here, but I don't have my shelves up, so I can't put up the shelves here someplace. So I could build the boxes. I'll get that going. At least it's cool down here, kind of out of the heat, even during the daytime. So I'll be down here doing some work, even though on concrete flooring, not carpeted anymore. But I'll build my boxes. I'll get ready to do the video on Saturday morning. If anybody wants to stop by, I don't have an actual time yet, but I will go live at some point in time Saturday morning before or after I ship out this week's hits. But good luck to everybody. Good luck on your spots. I'm sure you guys can find something in this reload, 16-box reload. There's some fun stuff in there. I can't wait to show it off on Saturday morning, and then we'll see how you guys are chasing it on Sunday. So let's get going. 1 box tonight. Good luck, everybody. 25 boxes. You're not going to find better odds. So, Mikey Mo. It's a nice Mikey Mo. That was one that is also straight out of my PC. There's probably, I think there would be like maybe 5 or 6. They were replaced by other jerseys in my PC. So you guys benefit. So that Mikey Madonna has been in one of my bins upstairs for years now. I mean, that was I can't remember when I got that jersey, but that's the nice Fanatics vintage Minnesota North Stars, Mike Modano. So that will go to one lucky winner when that hits. Obviously, Thomas M is trying to stake a claim, but we'll see. We'll see if he wins any of those battles when the Mikey Mo comes out. So it's a fun batch. Like I said, the Slovakian League, Michael Hans is real cool. Like I said, I was going to make that part of my PC, but I got to draw the line. I'm trying to avoid having European League jerseys. Like I said, I gave up the Locution for the boxes many months ago. I'm trying to keep, like I do go national team jerseys, so I did keep my Michael Hanzus Team Slovakia jersey for my PC, but I decided to make that Slovakian League available to you guys. There is a custom going in that LA Kings Triple Crown line is a custom jersey. Of course, the autographs are not; those are legit autographs of Simmer and Taylor and Marcel Dion, one of the greatest scorers in NHL history, the legendary Triple Crown line of the LA Kings. So that's a pretty cool jersey, even though it's a custom. Can't beat the autographs. Obviously, if you're a Kings fan or if you know a Kings fan, that's perfect to have framed up and in their game room wall, because any old-time Kings fans know how good that Triple Crown line was. Obviously, Marcel Dion, having come over there, having put up huge numbers. He's still one of the biggest scorers in NHL history. And the way they clicked when that line was put together with Dave Taylor and Charlie Simmer, legendary line. So that's cool. Like I said, every once in a while I got to slip in customs, like when we got the slap shot stuff, and we had Kevin Smith in the past. We've had the 1980 Team USA. So every once in a while, I try not to go heavy with the customs, but when I do see something that's just too cool to not get in there, I'm willing to drop it in there for you guys. So somebody, hopefully there's a Kings fan that we have or of, they would love to have that Triple Crown line, triple sig. So that's ready to go in. So good luck, everybody, tonight. One box. Let's get going. Where's my dice roller? Ooh, and my lists. Of course, whatever hits tonight is live on eBay, so I'll have to end it. And that'll get us back to 40 boxes for Sunday. 40 and 39 for Sunday. So here we go. Very good. We do 5 or more on our boxes here, still in order. Running all the way to 44. We hit 45, I think. So 46, I believe, is where. Yeah, 45 was hit. And I think, what was the other one that was hit? 45 and maybe 33 was hit? No, 33 is up there. 30, I don't remember what it was, 35, and 45, I guess. 43, I can't remember which one it was. Whatever it is, it says there was, 43 was skipped. So 45 and 35, I guess, were the ones that were hit. So good luck, everybody, on this box tonight. 5 or more on our dice roll. Let's do it. See what we got. And that is 4 is no good. 5 or more on our dice roll. It is 2 is no good. 5 or more on the dice roll. 9 times, Mr. Bueller. 9 times. Okay. Good luck. So we still have 11 of the 13 most recent reload boxes. 25 boxes total. Let's see where the randomizer shines on tonight. 9 times. Good luck, everybody. Let's do it. 1, 25 boxes. Insanity. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the box tonight's last box before the reload is going to be box number 88. 88 is not in this last reload. Unbelievable. Skipped it again. 9 times. Box 88. 9 times. Box 88. And that's not a single box run either. Where is that one? Let me see. Box 88. What are we looking at? Box 88. Oh boy. Okay. Let's get that out. Box 88. It's going to go away. Okay, very good. Box 88. Okay. Very good, very good. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Box 88 is here. And like I said, I don't know who it is, but there's some biggies in this one. Box 88. Both nice jerseys, you're right. I cannot wait to see whatever comes out is really, really nice. Here we go. Let me see what my teams. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Number 88 in box 88. That's what you're hoping for, right? Here we go. Here we go. 1 in 25. There it is. Box 88 is. It is not number 88. Boom time. There it is. Big box. Rick Nash on the CCM. Columbus Blue Jackets. JSA, COA. That's a big boy. One of the first claim boxes we have pretty much on a regular basis. Very, very nice. That is going to Brett G, the father-son duo, doing it again. Obviously, Jake just hit recently, and Brett steps in. Oh, this thing is just, this is an unbelievable jersey. CCM, real legit CCM. I mean, legit, that was the Nashville's leather style. This thing is just unbelievable. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. CBJ. Columbus Blue Jackets. CCM. That's it. That's a made in Canada. MIC on the tag. XL. I mean, this is back when jerseys were jerseys, man. Look at that with the Nashville stitched up logos on the other side. You got the Columbus Blue Jackets, different patches on either sleeve. There's an unbelievable. Obviously, if they rip, I believe it's not a no, but obviously it's vintage, legit CCM. Obviously, NHL player. Got the tags. I mean, everything about this is as vintage as it gets. One of the greatest players in Nashville Blue Jacket history. They retired to 61. There it is, JSA, COA. I think this might have been one I submitted myself. It was a long time ago. Rick Nash, no doubt about the auto. Got the stars on the cuffs. CCM. Rick Nash. That goes to Brett G. Congratulations, Brett. That's a long time hunt. Took a long time to come out. Congratulations on the Rick Nash. Like I said, I also have a Rick Nash blue jacket in my PC. I think I have a Reebok. I don't think I have a CCM. So that's real, real nice. Congratulations. There it is. Brett G stopping live for the live break, grabbed an unsold, and the mojo rubbed off on him. That's how it works. Last 4 spots. Mojo rubbed off on your prior spots. Congratulations. Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, when these come out, man, the jerseys have been coming out, just been unbelievable. So that's, like I said, there's nothing bad you can say about the CCM. Rick Nash vintage style. I mean, it's not throwback. That's an actual vintage Rick Nash CCM Columbus Blue Jackets. Unbelievable. Now retired, number 61. Obviously, before he even had the C. So there's no letter on the front of that, but absolutely gorgeous. Congratulations on the Nash. Like I said, you know, it's I hate to see it go, but I'm so happy it goes to one of you guys that's been hunting that one, been claiming that on the regular. Congratulations on the Nash. Oh man, gone from the boxes. Like I said, one of the boxes on the left. We're down to 7 of the older boxes, 6 from the second last reload, It's still 11 from the 13 last reload. We have 16 new coming in on Sunday. Cannot wait to see what comes out. Like I said, you guys make it worthwhile. I mean, I've chased and find stuff as good as this to get in there for you guys to chase. And I'm also happy when it comes out because it's too cool to be in a box. You know, this is something you want to show off, get it on a hanger, get it in a frame, whatever you want to do with it. But this is just an absolute beautiful CCM. I mean, those jerseys are too cool to be cooped up. So congratulations on that one. That's definitely worth it. You're worth that one, Brett G. Congratulations. Like I said, you guys seem to get hot together. Jake hitting, and then, of course, you hit the Nash. So congratulations, both of you guys. Sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. Can't get better odds, man. 25 boxes is insane. Insane. You guys know the drill. You know, we do breaks. You guys, some of you guys do breaks yourself. You know, we like to keep it in the 30s and 40s, and you know, doing 25 boxes is just almost stupid. But like I said, I'm more you guys than breaker. Like I said, I love being at this point. Wish I could do it regularly, but obviously cost wise, you just can't do it. But like I said, congratulations. It's always nice to see them come out, especially when the odds are such in your favor. And we'll see what happens on Sunday. Like I said, back up to 40 boxes, 16 new ones going in, some real great targets. I'm sure you'll be back. Pick something that you want to chase again. And we'll see you back here this weekend. But congratulations. That's all I can say. Very, very nice, Brett. You guys do a good job. You and your son stepping in, grabbing spots quick. It's nice to see when one of your early spots comes out. You know, it feels good. Makes it worthwhile, all the dedication. So thank you, everybody. Definitely enjoy the rest of the week. Try to stay cool where you are. And I'll definitely be, back with you guys on Sunday. Keep an eye out if anybody wants to stop by Saturday morning. We'll do the boxing up video. But I'll get this into the mail to you. And, of course, I'll ship out the other stuff I have upstairs. But there we go. Very good. Congratulations. I will hope to see everybody back Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon. So till then, stay cool, stay safe. Waffleboard Breaks is out. Take care, everybody.